Hello and welcome back to our continuing adventures, dare I say alerts, in the Let's Defend platform. Today is our second of 4 exercises/alerts that take place on March 7th, 2021. This being the second, this one's occurred at 5:09 p.m. It is SOC135 or Multiple FTP Connection Attempts. The event ID is 72. So let's see. Source hostname anonymous. Source address 42.192.84.19. It looks like it's going to the Git server. Requested URL was the Git server ftp/webui.php. Okay. Let's just make sure. So Git server, yes. Last time anybody was logged into it, the 25th. Okay, so I don't think we're going to find much here that's going to be of any sort of real use. Process list, wget, Python, and top. Nothing that's dated. Network connections, no log. Everything that looks like this was February of this year, which I believe there was a previous exercise that covered this box. Okay, log management using the source IP. Wango Bango. 4 hits. 509, 509, 509, 509. All on destination port 21, so that would be FTP, all to the Git server. Admin, status rejected. Admin password, status rejected. Admin 123456, status rejected. Admin root rejected. So someone basically just tried 4 attempts to guess the password. I guess we should be lucky that they didn't leave default creds on whatever the FTP service is. Or at least apparently did not. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll take that source IP address of 42.192.84.19. Let's see, virus total, as per what our normal is. It's a Chinese IP. Giant shock. Tencent. Let's see, it's marked as malicious and suspicious. More emphasis on the malicious. IP was carrying out SSH brute force, SSH brute force, SSH brute force, yes. Except we're not seeing SSH, we're seeing FTP, but good enough. Let's dump it into Talos, poor email rep, neutral web rep, and it is on the spam house, or one of the spam house. Block lists. But it's not on the Talos one. And going to Alien Vault. So it looks like this is denoted for SSH brute forcing as well. Wow. This is an active IP address. IPv4 hosts detected attempting to brute force SSH on production environment located in Australia. Okay. So it's definitely a bad, very bad IP. Say, wasn't there something about passive DNS just goes to the actual IP address for the URL? Okay, well that's not going to help us at all. But it's something we should probably talk to the firewall team about getting this entirely blocked off. Okay, I think we got enough here. It was allowed every single time. Well, yeah. Depends if you just want to play whack-a-mole. Don't they have a... So they have fail to ban, but does fail to ban cover FTP? Limit access to, making it harder to guess. Okay, yeah. So then we would want to make the recommendation that on the Git server, that fail to ban be implemented in regards to the FTP. Or otherwise, I mean, we can just sit there and block all of China from the GitHub. the Git server. I mean, why the hell not? If you're not doing any business with the country, GeoIP block this stuff. Okay, so let's run through the playbook. Proxy playbook. What is the source address? That would be our 10-cent address of 42.192.84.19. What is the destination URL? That is http://172.16.20.4/ftp/webui.php. All things that are denoted in that very first section. Oh, user agent. Okay, we're going to be very meticulous because I'm still gun shy in regards to user agent. Starts with capital M Mozilla, ends in 537.36. Okay. Search log. Analyze the URL address. What, the requested URL? That would make no sense. One, it's an internal IP, so it's not like it's going to resolve anything. I think maybe they mean source address on this one. I'm just going to say that it is. We have an IP address. I mean, realistically, that's all we have, isn't it? Yeah, that's really it. Because we don't have anything else. Did anyone access it? So let's go back to logs. Let's grab this, remove it from there, go back down, and we'll slap that in the destination. No. It's like, I think I might be interpreting the questions as to what I expect the questions to be as opposed to exactly how they're written. I guess we'll find out if this comes to bite me in the butt. Because basically, okay, I ask is whether or not the URL is malicious. I'm more to the point of I'm asking is the source address as opposed to the URL. And then to turn around and, okay, was there any contact? I'm assuming, was there any two-way? So that's why I'm looking for that. I could be entirely wrong. I need not to actually interpret the questions asked. But I guess we will find out as to whether or not if I've got this right or if I've got this wrong. All right, we've got all of our stuff. Let's see. So true positive. Attempted. I guess we'll say brute force of FTP creds. Recommend geo blocking for FTP service. Russia, China, Iran, etc. And implementing, I'm sure I'm screwing that up. Fail to ban and have it cover the FTP service. Implementing. Attempted brute force of FTP creds. Recommend geo blocking for FTP service. Implementing failed to ban to cover. It is a true positive multiple FTP connection attempts. And we'll see as to whether or not if I should interpret or if I should just take it as is. So let's see, we go 509. No, apparently my interpretation is correct as to what they're asking and not the exact terms to in which that they are asking. Hey, I'll go for it. All right, so there we go. A rather weak brute force attempt. I guess no, because I mean, if they were going to make a serious effort, they'd probably space it out, not 4 attempts all at once. Just kind of go low and slow. I don't know. But so there we go. SOC135, multiple FTP connection attempts for March 7th, 2021, 5:09 p.m. with an event ID of 72. And with all that, I will see everyone in the next exercise. Send it around again, March 7th, 2021.